Hello, I'm Hannah and welcome to my video. Today I will be talking about how scientific information is presented to the public and what effect this has. So, scientific information is information that has been gathered from a series of studies, experiments and investigations. In simple terms, it's just research that has evidence to back it up. Research is particularly important in the medical world as it leads to the development of medicines and gives us a deeper understanding into genetic diseases as well as illnesses caused by pathogens. So what is a scientist to do when he or she has made a discovery? They must write a report that describes the experiment and results and then submit this report for publication in a scientific or medical journal that is peer-reviewed. Peer-reviewed means that the paper is analysed by fellow scientists, and these scientists can then point out any flaws in the study and shed any doubt on the findings. This then enables the scientific and medical community to evaluate the findings, and other researchers can repeat the experiment and build on it to verify and confirm the results. So how do scientists get this information to the public? They can present these ideas at conferences, at science fairs, or at universities. This information can be put into newspapers. The original scientific journals are also a way of communicating to the public, but who actually reads those? Some people may read the information in online forums. Scientific information can also be broadcast on TV, for example on news channels. There also may be information in leaflets and on posters in hospitals. And finally, the ever-growing world of social media. This is where we can run into problems in terms of what information we can trust and what information we can't. Bringing us to the MMR vaccine and the controversy around it. So what is the MMR vaccine? As it states on the NHS website, the MMR vaccine is a safe and effective combined vaccine that protects against measles, mumps and rubella. Measles, mumps and rubella are highly infectious conditions that can have serious, potentially fatal complications, including meningitis, swelling of the brain and deafness. So why is there controversy? The MMR vaccine was introduced in 1988. Before that, separate jabs were available. 10 years later, this man, Andrew Wakefield, and 12 of his colleagues published a case series linking the MMR vaccine to autism. Critics quickly pointed out that the paper was a small case series with no controls, falsely linked 3 common conditions, and relied on parental recall and beliefs. It was also found that Wakefield had manipulated the results to support his own theory. Wakefield was found to be a fraud, and the paper was retracted from the Lancet. Wakefield was also stripped of his medical licence. And although many studies over the years have disproven the link between the MMR vaccine and autism, there is countless propaganda, fake news, anti-vaccine pages and misleading information online. Because of this, parents are refusing to vaccinate their children. So I decided to conduct my own small survey on the MMR vaccine to see how this information has reached the public. I asked those surveyed whether they thought the MMR vaccine and autism were linked. 5% said yes, 36% said no, and 59% didn't know. 43% of those surveyed had heard of the original study done by Wakefield. Of those, 40% had actually read the survey. That means that only 19% of those surveyed had actually read Wakefield's study linking the vaccine to autism, and 82% said that they had seen or heard this information somewhere else. This graph shows the popular sources in which those surveyed had heard of the link between the MMR vaccine and autism. Of these, the most popular was through word of mouth. What we can infer from this is that people can hear of the link between the MMR vaccine and autism without ever having seen this information from a reliable source. Some reassuring news, however, is that 95% of those surveyed would give their child the MMR vaccine. However, for those who are choosing not to vaccinate their children, what effect does this have on public health? Firstly, we must know what the term herd immunity means. Herd immunity is the resistance to the spread of a contagious disease within a population that results if a sufficiently high proportion of individuals are immune to the disease, especially through vaccination. So simply, if enough people are vaccinated against the disease, this protects those who cannot be vaccinated. These people include babies who are not old enough to be vaccinated, those with weak immune systems, and those allergic to vaccines. Also, sometimes vaccines don't work, so these people are also protected by herd immunity. Measles is highly contagious. An infected person can go on to infect another 12 to 15 people, and so on. When no one is immune, the disease spreads freely like wildfire. When enough people are vaccinated, the spread of the disease is contained. This is herd immunity. However, the study has caused a lot of parents to not vaccinate their children, and because of this, the herd community is compromised. If only some people get vaccinated, the disease will still spread through the population freely. This is the danger that Wakefield posed with his study. Although his report was proved fraudulent, it is still being used to fuel fake scientific information that has now plagued the internet. Propaganda against vaccines still continues, and fake news linking the MMR to autism are still prevalent. Parents continue to be misled years on and not vaccinate their children as a result. This poses a huge public health risk and is an issue that needs to be addressed. Thank you for watching.